Yeah, sorry. So as I was saying, that... Let me start this again. I done one and got interrupted, but I'll start this again. So on Friday gone. We're now on Thursday, so about a week ago. Because a lot's happened. The premises that, as far as I was concerned, I had... was... I think it would be too far to say it was taken away from me, but I wasn't hearing anything back from them, so I was getting a bit frustrated with them. So I sent them another email, nothing. Found out the estate agent that they use, so I got in touch with the estate agent and said, yep, we'll get back to you immediately, don't worry, we're going to get back to you. Within 2 minutes after, I got an email from this centre, not from the estate agent, but from who they'd called, and said, sorry, we're not able to offer you anything at the moment. So it really knocked me. That was on Friday, so it really knocked me, and it's taught me a bit about myself, because it knocked me for the whole weekend. Floored me, and I thought, oh no. So I started having panicky thoughts about, okay, do I now just go back into employment? What do I do, etc, etc. However, because I recognised that I was being a bit of a spoiled kid, I haven't got what I wanted, so I'm going to throw the ump. Because I recognised that in me, I don't know whether it was 100% that, plus a bit of this isn't doable for me. There was a lot going on. But I thought, okay, what I'll do now is I'm going to phone up another place for a property, for premises. And it just happens to be over the road from the little yards area where I thought I was going to have. So anyway, I phoned this place up, went down and had a look on the Monday morning. It certainly needs decorating inside, which they've said that they would do. But it's double the rent. So it's gone from like £200 odd to £400 odd per month. So that was an issue. However, so I got kind of hyped up again. I thought, okay, so I've now got a premises again. The next thing that happened was, I'm then looking at stuff. I went to the council to find out about business rates relief, which I will be entitled to, and I've just got to fill out the form and I get 100% relief on that, because it's a small business and I haven't got anything else running. So all of that's good. I've got the supplier, and now looks like I've got this property. Now I've been in to see the estate agent since and said that I want this premises, and they've said, okay, that's cool, we would need this deposit. So, and the deposit, and for me to actually get into the building, is a lot more than what I thought it was. A lot more than what I thought it was. So it's going to eat in to me being able to decorate, and like with furniture and stuff that I want in there, and on supplies. So there's a bit of a balancing act now to go on. Now, the interesting thing was, so all of that has kind of been mulling over in my mind. And then where my partner lives, she rents a property. This person that owns the property that she rents from also owns stores, like convenience stores. So I thought, okay, he owns convenience stores, I need a counter, shop counter. Let me see if he knows where I can get a cheap one, or if he has a spare one that I could just take. Because what I'm learning is I'm having to be a bit I don't want to swear, I'm having to be a bit like bolshy, if I use that word, bolshy, and kind of just ask, just do it, just see. I spoke to him for about 5 minutes, and I told him the budget that I had, which was £5,000, and he kind of tilted his head and he said, I'll match you and come in with you. So immediately he's given me food for thought, etc, etc. I was thinking about it, and I thought, you know what, this ain't... And I said to him, let me think about that overnight, because I'm learning that I need to kind of go away and process. However, I noticed that my head was just on go with it, because there was a huge sense of relief that this guy has got a lot of contacts, a lot of money, but he's got a lot of contacts, and And I thought, okay, there's a sense of relief here now. So now I've got a business partner. And then that was yesterday, Wednesday, he said this. So I sat and mulled over it last night. Got up this morning, it's been on my mind. And I thought, there's something, yes, okay, there's a sense of relief, but that's the only thing that I've got out of this. Now I've got to take into account this gent, etc. So bottom line is I've decided to not take him up on it, because this is my journey. When it succeeds, it's on me. If it fails, it's on me. So that in itself has given me back some real kind of excitement, because for the last 24 hours I've been kind of a bit baffled about things. So yeah, as you can hear, there's a lot going on. So I'm now back to the place where, nope, I'm doing this myself, I'm doing it on my own. And I'm back to being very excited about it. This premises that I've looked at, and I'm waiting for a phone call because it's in like a little courtyard, so it is set back, which people can see as a bit of a negative because it is set back. However, I'm going to be out handing out flyers and leaflets to tell everyone in the local area that I'm there, and to come through. So there's a lot going on. But this premises is big enough for the end result of what I wanted, however that makes sense. So where I was starting off on a little premises to build up, and it was building up to this premises, not necessarily this, but the equivalent of this premises, because it's big enough for me to have the vape store. It's big enough for me to I'd have to go to the council to find out about selling coffees, because I found out that it's not the environmental reason that I would need a license for it or anything like that, but it comes down to types of use of the building. So I would have to go through the council for that. So there's still a lot to do. However, I'm very excited that this is my journey, and the one thing that I've taken, because I went to the gym this morning, this is why you only see me from here down, because my belly is huge. So I went to the gym this morning. Now the guy that owns the gym, he does I've known him for years now, and he's been ridiculously good for my head, as well as a lot of the members there. It's a very friendly he doesn't tolerate idiots in there and people with like egos that are jumping in, trying to big up their chest and intimidate other people. He just doesn't tolerate it. He's too smart. And I had a quick chat with him this morning, and he gave me his advice and his take on stuff, which meant a great deal to me. And he was of the thinking, same conclusion that I've come to, which is, no, I want to do this on my own. This is my journey. And I hadn't mentioned that to him. I just said I spoke to this guy and etc, etc, and then straight away he said, no, my advice to you is no. And then he gave me his reasons for it. But ultimately he was saying, this is your journey. It's yours. The experience that you will get from it. Yes, of course you want to earn a wage, etc, etc. But now if I have a business partner, okay, can he offer double the profit that I would get? Because then that evens it out. I don't know whether that makes any sense. It's almost like if I was earning a fiver, I don't know, 50 quid a day. Let's say that I make 50 quid a day in the shop. Can he guarantee that it will then become £100 a day, which then still gives me the 50 that I would have had initially? And the reality is he probably can't. Well, he can't guarantee me it. But the other thing is, how I want this shop running is mine. I want it running in a really kind of non-intimidating, nice way, that people come in, feel relaxed, grab whatever they want off the vape shelf, but then if they want to have a coffee and they sit down for 10 minutes, do it. You know, you want to get into a conversation about stuff, come and do it. You want to meet a friend there and come and chill for a little bit, do it. As long as, and I'm going to aim to do what my friend does at the gym, which is, if you're coming in with in fact, I'm going to have that on the door, you know. People welcome, attitudes not. You know. I'm so excited and looking forward to this. And I am petrified. And I'm learning masses right now. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's an update. Feels like the old, I don't know whether people are old enough to remember it. There used to be an old American sitcom called Soap, and it reminds me of that a little bit. Confused? You will be. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and I've just come across a new thing that I've heard a couple of times now, which I've got to do some research into today, which is this an A1 or an A3 class business, and blah blah blah, and I'm like, what? So again, it's something else that I don't know about, and I said to you, I'm not going to BS you and tell you that I know the ins and outs. I'm somebody just taking a punt and having a go, you know. So fingers crossed for me, people. This is good. But having said that, it's going to work. It's going to work. I'm already learning loads out of this. I'm excited about this, petrified about it, and it's gonna work. Because the bottom line is, yes, I want them to have decent, but how many of us go to a little coffee house or something like that where the coffee's no better than anywhere else, but we go there because of the environment, we go there because of the service, we go there because of the people that are there, as well as locality and convenience. But we go there because that place feels alright, that place feels nice. And when people say about footfall, and I think that's a big thing, I get that, and yet how many places do you go to where you might have a little cafe that you go to, or a little diner, or a little restaurant that you go to that's well out the way, but you go there because you know it's nice, and when you go there it's always busy? That's what I'm looking at, because this is right on the edge of the town centre, and it's set back in a little courtyard. So because of that, people are saying to me, it's not the busy end, etc, etc. And yet there's a part of me that thinks, well, what? Because I just think once people get to know that I'm there, which they're not going to have a choice, I'm going to let them know that I'm there. Once they come in and try it once, they'll come back. And they'll come back because I'm not going to try and rip them off. I'm not going to try and talk down to them. They're going to be treated with nothing but respect, and they're going to enjoy that experience. I'm going to make sure of it. It's not just come in, buy, go. You know, I want it to be a bit more than that. So yeah. Anyway, and I don't even know how all of that's going to come together and work, but it will. I'll find a way of that working. Lots of love to you all.